Hey guys, this is Bruce of ConvoCourses.com, and today we're going to be talking about cybersecurity threat intelligence, specifically a job for cybersecurity threat analyst. Let's get into this. Alright, we're going to be talking about cybersecurity threat analyst specialist that's in Concord, California. Before we start, I should let you know that I have a full set of, I don't know how full it is, but so far we have 4 courses. Covers everything from working remotely, doing IT, to getting into cybersecurity from scratch, and then information system security officer work, risk management framework, getting into that work if you're interested in any of those courses. And I've been able to do all that kind of stuff, and I'm teaching it from a practical point of view, like what do you actually do? What practical things can you do to get in there. So if you're interested in that, go check below. And also, if you're interested in this position, all the contact information, all the stuff that you see on the screen will be below so that you can contact this employer. Okay, let's talk about this. This is cybersecurity threat analyst specialist expert. I don't know why they named it that, but the specialist expert part. So this is in Concord, California. And it's 94518, and this is for client PG&E. They're looking for the duration. This is not full time. It's not going to go forever. It's going to go from 12/30/2019 to 4/13/2020. But if you're watching this after 4/20/2020, like it's May or June or whatever in 2020 or 2021, don't worry about it. So what you can do is still contact the employer and see if they have any positions open, because a lot of times these positions are constantly rotating. You never know. The technical recruiter, whoever's staffing, let's see who's staffing. Whoever's staffing might have other positions that you would qualify for, maybe even the jobs that are actually better, to be honest with you, in some cases. This is a third-party organization. They're a leader in end-to-end IT business solutions and so this is like a staffing agency, but they might have more jobs. So if you already are past this point, this time, you can always just go ahead and apply for it anyway. If you're looking for a job and you happen to be a threat analyst, then all right. So top 3 things that they're looking for: they want strong and analytics skills, very important when you're doing cyber threat intel type stuff. Threat intel background to include and not limited to performing link analyst and attribution. Threat alert response experience using a SIEM, a EDR, or a PCAP. So some of these I don't know what they are, but a SIEM is a security information event manager, and what it does is it consolidates all. It consolidates all of the events that are on your system. So you have an event log that's going in the background of your server, of your firewalls, of your scanners, and all these event logs go into this one device called a SIEM. And what happens is an analyst will look at all of this stuff, and they'll be able to correlate or match up what is going on based on all of this data that you're receiving. For example, if you see, there's certain patterns. If you see a person trying to get into a system many times, and the system keeps saying access denied, and you can see it happening within a very short period of time, like within 5 seconds, right? Nobody can type that fast, so you know that they're using some kind of a brute force attack, and you would see those in the logs, like scrolling down really fast over and over again from the same system, from the same attacker IP address to the same target. So those are the kinds of patterns that you would see. That's a very obvious one, but those are the kind of patterns you would see. But it goes way farther than that, because what you could do is you could say, okay, this IP attempted to get into this firewall port, and here's the log for that, right? And you say, okay, did they get through? What did they do? They sent a packet from here, from this port, from the firewall. They were attempting to send it to this system. How did they know that IP of that system? So there's different things that you can do as an analyst, but that's the kind of mindset that you want to have, is like, how can I trace from this IP to this port to go into this internal system, and what did they attempt to do? What were they trying to do? It should give you some indication of what do they have and what is their intentions. So that's a cyber threat intel is all about finding actual threats to your organization. And there's many different tools to do that. And they're wanting somebody with that experience. A SIEM is just one, but there's also like event monitors that kind of look out there in the wild. They actually will go into the dark web. There's tools that will look in the dark web and then see if your bank's URL is in there, to see if what these people are typing about your bank, in the dark web, because they maybe somebody stole some codes or they stole some passwords or anything like that. A good example of that would be Target. When Target got hacked a few years ago, somebody had hacked their point of sale devices and stole a whole bunch of their customer data, and they were selling it on the dark web. So, and there's many different. Target's just one of them. That's a retail store if you didn't know. But there's many different ones in the government all over the world that they peddle these things on the dark web. And so there's tools that go out there, look on the dark web to say, okay, somebody used your URL or your IP, and they're using your client's information to try to attempt to go to this internal system that's on your network or whatever. So they're wanting cyber intel guys that can do stuff like that and are experienced with using those kinds of tools. All right, let's see what else they want. So we're looking at job requires candidate who is willing to work on site in Concord. So this is not a remote position. Qualifications: a college degree in cybersecurity, technical intelligence, related technical fields, equivalent work experience, or a combination of education, training, and relevant experience. So typically, these corporations are not specifically looking for a cybersecurity. I mean, yes, they will prefer a cybersecurity degree. However, they'll take computer science. Like, computer science is basically software engineering. That's like writing programs. But they'll even take double E's. They'll take people in STEM, mathematics, electronics. If you have a background in technology, in computer technology, like let's say you did databases for 4 years and you have a degree in mathematics. Yeah, they may take you. They'll look over to you before they'll look to a guy with botany who has no experience. Like, that guy probably is not going to get hired. But if you have a technical person who's just out of school and they have a little bit of cybersecurity background, but their degree is in databases, or their degree is in networking, or their degree is in something computer related, or even engineering, they're likely to take you. So that's what they mean there, right? Related work experience and related training. Okay, certifications. They're specifically looking for CCNA, WCNA, GMON, and GCIA. So this is a really good certification, by the way. So a lot of times when they're this general with certifications, they say etc. here. Even if you have a security plus, you might want to tell them, like, if you're a threat intelligence person, you've done that before, and you just have a security plus or a C-risk or some other certification, you might want to just go ahead and apply for it anyway, even though you don't have any of these ones that they just named. 6 years of technical intelligence, information technology, science technology experience, with 4 years experience in technical security, working with security tools. So this is sounding like they're looking for anybody who, if you have a security background, that's going to be very strong. You're going to be a very strong candidate. Strong technical understanding of how attackers exploit. So a really good certification for this one would be a certified ethical hacking, because that goes into detail about what hackers do to exploit vulnerabilities. Any kind of certification like a pen testing cert or something like that is really good. Knowledge of vulnerability sources, NVD, OSNVD, and commercial vendors. This is where they publish. It's a database, National Vulnerability Database. It's a database where they publish vulnerabilities that you're supposed to actually track, right? So they're looking for you to actually be in the know on what's going on, what's the current trends of vulnerabilities, and where to find them. So they're looking for knowledge in paid intelligence sources such as Insight, CrowdStrike, Digital Shadows. So these are kind of what I was talking about as far as people who go out and look for different attacks that are in the dark web. That's what they're talking about. So, yep. I'm going to put all the other stuff that goes on and on. This is great stuff. Really, really detailed. This is really good stuff. I love when they're detailed like this because it gives you so many things to go by. You know, a lot of these employers, they're very vague. They're not specific. And you don't, at the end, you know, you have to contact them to find out any more information. But this one is very detailed, so by the end of it, you'll know if you're qualified for it. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of this stuff in the description below. And again, if you're interested in any of my courses, and in the future, actually, I'm going to talk in detail about getting into threat intelligence. So stay tuned for that. You can sign up for free on my site if you really want to know more about threat intelligence. It's a growing industry because of what's happening right now all over the web. Like the more that we as human beings depend on the internet, the more security is in demand, and the more cyber threat intel, the more important it's been getting over the years. So this is going to be a hot, and this right now it's a hot industry, but it's going to get hotter, I think, because this is very important because there's so many threats out there as we depend more on IT. All right, guys, that's it. See you on the next one.